gone for a little extra. Just smokes it.
Frank, did you hear the sound of that coming off the club face?
It was like a cannon.
Frank, in the end, it is a game of precision. We know that.
No,
but
it's not, Rich.
It's not.
You tell me, after a shot like that, he's not pumping his chest out. That's what people want to do. They want to hit it like that.
Precision. I love to see guys just bomb it.
Come on, everybody wants to hit it that far.
Frank, how about this third shot to the par 5 11?
Well, coming from the right side, once again, you have to be exact on the distance because that green now is at the wrong angle.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. Locked in on the read and the speed. Mark that as a birdie on the card. Frank, what's so much fun about TPC Sawgrass is the excitement that it generates for a fan and how many different holes there are. 12 is a good example.
Yeah, 12 looks like it's fresh from Scotland. You can see why Pete Dye spent a lot of time over there. Tee shot looks straight away, but the second shot is blind. The shot you get in Scotland with a wedge where you just see the top of the flagstick and you've got to really guesstimate on the yardage that you have. But a good wedge shot and someone that can judge their distance, this is certainly a birdie hole.
That is classy.
They had a chance of going in.
Just a couple of feet. Who knows? It is a 4-round tournament, setting himself up for a good weekend, maybe a great one. Young star makes his birdie. Well, you can hear it right off the center of the club face. This has a chance to be close. Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie. He really likes this hole. Made birdie yesterday. Can he do it again today? Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
Nudge this one home, finish it up.
Virtually no error in that putting stroke. Good putt.
Frank, Tiger certainly had his adventures here at 14.
Well, we'll never forget that. Spun it left. In the end, was very, very lucky to get away with 6. Had it been 7, Garcia might have just caught him at the post. But he will, and we will, never forget 14.
Just a good solid tee shot right there, about 280 yards. Frank, there's a lot to factor in on this approach at the 14th.
You can favor right side of this green and sort of allow the contours of the green just to move that ball to the left.
Well, he's on the green, but still plenty of work left. About a 25-footer coming up. Little redemption chance here. Had bogey yesterday. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Good effort and good par putt. If you're just joining us, we're at the 15th hole here at TPC Sawgrass, 449-yard par 4. Frank, what's in store here?
One of the prettiest tee shots on the golf course, Rich. Once again, you're coming out of a chute of trees, big bunker down the right side. Really, you want to hug that right side, though. It gives you a better entry into this green.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Frank, what's the key on this approach here at the 15th?
Well, knowing exactly where that pin placement is, Rich, there's mounding, there's that little gut out of the right side of this green. If you miss your mark here, that ball can easily finish 30 or 40 feet away.
Good chance at one. No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie.
Really? This is an awkward length.
This can be a cruel game at times.
Just a fraction too aggressive. Remember, line and speed go together.
Sometimes you want that birdie so badly, and all of a sudden you're faced with a lot of work, more work than you had hoped for, just to make the par.
Well, that was a tricky one, but it's in.
Frank, I think one of the things that fans love about this gauntlet, 16, 17, and 18, each hole has that sort of hold your breath moment. Certainly 17, we know when that ball's in the air, you're holding your breath. Is it wet or dry? 16, same on that second shot. You're holding your breath wondering, where is it? Right in the water or left with a chance for 3?
That's why you don't want to get too sloppy on that tee shot. A lot of people look at 16 because there's a wide fairway and they think just get it down there. The extra 10 or 15 yards, there's a little ridge down that left side. If you catch that, the ball will kick a good 20 yards further forward. 20 yards is 2 clubs. I'd much rather go into 17 with a 4-iron than a 2-iron. That's an absolute beauty.
So this is the third shot to the par 5. On the green in regulation. They par yesterday. This one for birdie. Really hitting on all cylinders now. 9 under for the tournament. Frank, as a fan, it's so exciting because it's just so simple as well. Ball's in the air. You're wondering, where is it? Wet, dry, short, long, winner or loser?
And it's no surprise that this hole was an accident. This one was designed by not Pete Dye, but his wife Alice Dye. But we have seen so many accidents right here.
Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Now one of the more difficult holes in golf. The 18th here at Sawgrass, 462-yard par 4. In 2013, this hole averaged .39 strokes above par. What makes it so challenging, Frank?
Just that big body of water to the left of 18 here that's also shared to the right of 9. Not a single fairway bunker on this in this 18th hole. So really, lack of definition. It's so hard to find a target here.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. This hole really sets up well for the player. Birdie yesterday and a chance for another one today. This for another birdie on this hole on the week. That was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Workmanlike hole. He walks away with a par. There you have it. The second round is complete. Another solid effort put together, and it shows on the scorecard.
And after 2 rounds, you really start to see not only who's playing well, but who's consistent.
EA Sports and the Web.com Tour proudly present third round coverage of the Web.com Tour Championship. Great strike and a great result. Sitting up, good chance to attack the flag. Frank, the approach shot here at the par 4 first. What's the right way to attack?
The much easier flag is down that right side because you can run that ball with the slope to that low side. Tough flag on the left.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
He has a birdie opportunity here. Pretty much doing everything right this week. 11 under for the tournament. How about this second, a par 5?
Well, if you're brave, you try and flash it down that tree line down the left, but there's a couple of limbs that poke out. Every now and again, they catch an errant tee shot.
That is a heat-seeking missile right there. Wow. No fairway here. This one in that rough. This requires a lot of speed through the ball. That one is bunker bound, it looks like. Not his best shot, and now he'll have to deal with a bunker.
Yeah, they say the hardest shot in golf, the next one.
Third shot now from the bunker. Superb shot.
That's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
Birdie try again here today. Well, how about this start? Birdie to open the round. Frank, break down the par 3 third for us.
The big ridge in the middle of this green, really you have a front section and a back section. That front bunker, the one that you first see off the tee, that really doesn't come into play. But there's a sneaky one behind the flag and down the left side. Really good par 3.
I like the looks of this one. Good, clean contact and a nice result. And a chance for birdie coming up. Par yesterday, now for birdie. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Getting set now over the putt. Never a bad score on the card. That's par. So much focus here, Frank, on 16, 17, and 18. Number 4 is a hole that gets overlooked, but it's a fun one.
Yeah, the second shot here is more daunting, especially when that flag's on the left. So you really do start looking at that blue stuff, water.
Good contact, good result. Not the longest, but not bad. 295 yards in the fairway. Frank, the second here at the 4th is a dangerous shot.
Once again, this is another example of where you have to look at the green. Where exactly is the flag? If it's on that high portion, you've got to fly it all the way back.
He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. Not a gimme, but well within his range. So the dominant performance continues.
Yeah, we're watching 2 tournaments right now, the one at the top and the rest.
Now to the 5th. This long par 4 thought to be one of the most difficult holes on the front side here at the TPC Sawgrass.
Yeah, if you've got plenty of length in the bag, you can almost take it directly over the bunker on the right. But if you're not as long, you have to air down that left side.
Right where they were aiming, in the fairway. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. On the green, and a chance for a birdie. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Frank, what are the players facing here at the 6th, 393-yard par 4?
Ideally, you just want to hit that ball about 250 yards. It's going to leave you a shot of sort of 140 yards in. Then the green looks quite big because you're far enough back that those palm trees don't become a problem.
Frank, approach shot here at 6. Good chance to make birdie?
There is. You can almost cut this green into thirds. There's that front third, the left third, and of course the back third.
That one came right off the center of the club face. Another good shot about 10 feet away. Bogey here yesterday. Chance to better that today. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Frank, the 7th hole here at the TPC Sawgrass, vintage Pete Dye, isn't it?
It is. Anything other than straight confuses the player off the tee. But there's 3 pot bunkers down the right side. Oh, he's winding this one up. Does he have the power, though?
Really powering up here. pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Not the longest, but not bad. 295 yards in the fairway. We'll settle. Frank, you've been there. What's the best way to approach this next shot at the 7th hole?
There's a lot of mounding on this 7th green, to the right and the left. You can use those mounds to kick the ball to the flag.
Stuffed it in there really close, and now just a tap in. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
Nudge this one home, finish it up. Did the job right there. TPC Sawgrass, the fabled stadium course designed by the legendary Pete Dye. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Navalo. And here at the 8th, Frank, most players are happy walking out of here with a par 3.
And the reason why, it's a very narrow entry to this green. It's just littered with bunkers around, left, behind, to the side, and even short. Once you get further up the green, though, even though this is sort of an undulating green, it starts to widen up. So don't get trapped into just looking at the front of this hole.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Certainly had enough power, just didn't have any touch. Well, bunker play is really about technique and feel. The two greatest ever are probably Gary Player and Seve Ballesteros. Seve actually was so good, he was so skilled, that he could open up a 3-iron. That's right, a 3-iron on a short bunker shot from a greenside bunker and splash it to a couple of feet as if he had just used a 60-degree sand wedge. Amazing. Come on, you have to make that, don't you? Drop shot here at the 8th. Good chance here. Currently at 5 under par. Bad news is, Frank, that's a bogey, but the good news, still has the lead.
Can't afford another, though.
Frank, I think this is one of the most fascinating holes on the golf course. The 583-yard par 5 9th hole.
With technology now, a lot more players can reach this par 5 and 2. Gone are the days where it was a true 3-shotter, but I remember when Sergio Garcia hit that 3-wood from, what was it, 270, 280 yards? Still one of the best shots I've ever seen.
That is a really good tee shot right there, Frank.
I think that tipped the 300-yard mark. Second shot. That's an absolute beauty.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Wow, what a shot.
What are the chances of making it from there?
Frank, the 9th is really a good par 5, isn't it?
There's so many options here. Just play it away, sort of 3-wood it down there, then go to the right and sort of wedge it on the green. But it's very tempting, especially in the right wind conditions. And that's if they're coming over your shoulder for a right-hander from right to left. Then this par 5 is very reachable.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Frank, where's the difficulty on this approach here at the 10th?
It's really the shape of this green. That little front piece, you have to be right on the money there. And then, of course, that green starts to open up and then move to the right.
Early part of this back 9 and a good approach shot. And I will have this for birdie. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. That looked for all the world like it was dead center.
I've got no idea how that missed.
Clean this up with a tap. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. All right, hole number 11 here at the TPC Sawgrass, 558-yard, par 5. No shortage of options, no shortage of hazards, Frank.
If there's one hole at TPC Sawgrass where you can literally leap out of your shoes, this is it.
Well, this one's sweet, Frank.
Super. Oh, that's fine.
Frank, earlier in the day, we were talking about how this round was pretty much off the rails. I'm shocked that he's put it back together.
Yeah, he looked early on completely out of it.
Frank, how about this third shot to the par 5-11?
Well, coming from the right side, once again, you have to be exact on the distance because that green now is at the wrong angle.
Oh, just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
And he has it for birdie. Down to the par 4 12th, and it's a pretty short hole, Frank.
Yeah, Pete Dye often doesn't get enough credit for his short par 4s. This is a great example where one of the features of it is the blind second shot, just to give you a little bit of doubt on judging the distance.
Not the longest, but not bad. 295 yards in the fairway. Now the approach to the 12th. Frank, what's the player looking at?
Well, it's a fun shot here for the second shot, especially if you've driven it down the right side, because then you can see the flag no matter where it is on the green.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
On the green, and looking at a birdie opportunity. Birdie try again here today. Good putt. And Frank, we always like when they have the whole location back left and that ball trickles down, feeds. You can see some really good ones and maybe even an ace here.
Yeah, just like Mickelson a few years ago. Down there, it looked like it was going to flirt with a bunker, ran up and over the ridge, and in it goes. This is one where you have to play ground ball as well as high ball.
That will be a great look at birdie. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Well, that's just a case of not focusing right there. What a lapse in concentration. Wow, I thought he made that. That is a painful miss right there. And a bogey, drop shot here at the 13th. So just a formality here.
In this situation, Rich, a bogey's not all that bad. Still has the lead.
Frank, the 14th hole. A lot has happened here over the years.
I think it's the litmus test on the back nine. That's where things really start to heat up. It looks like a straightforward tee shot, but often the eyes wander to that water down the left side. And, of course, if you think about that, you invariably fire the ball towards the right, where those hillocks and thick roughers and virtually no chance of reaching the par 4 and 2. Oh, nice little bounce forward. Should be close to 300, 290.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. My goodness, what does the guy have to do to make a putt out here? Putt for par. He needs one. Well, considering the lead that he has on the rest of the field, a par is all you need. Frank, the 15th hole certainly has the respect of the professionals.
But you're right. This is a positional hole where just keep the ball down the left center. You can't go too far, though, because you'll get blocked out or you'll run out of fairway. From there, it's really about knowing where the flag is, what position on the green, because this is another green that's not flat. If the second shot lands on the wrong portion of the green, it'll finish well away from the hole. Oh, that was sweet. Straight down the middle.
Frank, what's the key on this approach here at the 15th?
Well, knowing exactly where that pin placement is, Rich. There's mounding. There's that little gut out of the right side of this green. If you miss your mark here, that ball can easily finish 30 or 40 feet away.
That's well played. Now a good look at birdie.
This is an awkward length. Well, we'll never know if that had gone in because it never made it.
Locked in on the read and the speed. Good effort and good par putt. Now the start of the gauntlet, 16, 17, and 18. Par 5, 16. Frank, Tiger made birdie here all 4 days in winning in 2013.
Fred Couples made that fantastic eagle many years ago. Hole bends a little to the player's left. You don't have to hit driver here if you're a long hitter, but you really must move that ball right to left.
Second from an excellent lie.
There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. Sometimes you get breaks, and he got one right there.
Yeah, I guess the bunker was a little smaller than I thought it was. It looked doomed for that.
On the green, and a chance for birdie. He's made it. Frank, just 137 yards on the card, but now the tricky winds come into play, making this a tough proposition.
It's a weird place on the golf course because you feel the breeze when you're coming down 16 and you look across, and if you feel like it's a cross breeze, you imagine that breeze should be the same, but there's like a bowl effect because of the fans behind and to the left side of 17. It almost creates that sort of turbulent air.
Oh my goodness, Frank, I think that baby went in. Now one of the more difficult holes in golf, the 18th here at Sawgrass, 462-yard par 4. In 2013, this hole averaged .39 strokes above par. What makes it so challenging, Frank?
Just that big body of water that's to the left of 18 here that's also shared to the right of 9. Not a single fairway bunker on this 18th hole. So really, lack of definition. It's so hard to find a target here.
Now his final approach shot of the day just wants to go out in style.
One more good swing.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. Getting set now over the putt. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Frank, that front page of the leaderboard has been looking good all week.
You're exactly right, Rich. I think our winner is certainly going to come from that list right now. I'm excited for tomorrow's final round.
EA Sports and the Web.com Tour proudly present final round coverage of the Web.com Tour Championship. It is the final round of the Web.com Tour Championship, the last stop of the Web.com Tour Finals, and what a huge day it is, Frank.
One round will determine whether they graduate from the Web.com or back again here next year. The chance of graduation, though, the richest. Play with the greats of the game, all on play today. Long and straight.
That's how you do it.
Got the measurement out there, Rich. Looks like 290 yards.
Frank, you want to get out of the gates quickly, hit the proper approach shot here at the first. What does the player need to look out for?
Well, there's two distinct levels to this green. There's that left side and then that collection area to the right side. Flag on the top. It's a very, very difficult shot because that bunker comes into play.
Oh, can't hide the flag stick from that man. So a tester from 4 feet.
Rich, that just adds insult to injury to the rest of the field. Another birdie and the gap even wider.
A sensational performance. A nice scoring opportunity here. 532-yard, par 5 second.
He goes after it like he is here.
Wow, what impact. Absolutely crushed it.
This is definitely not going down the fairway.
That doesn't look good. I think it's going to be in the deep rough. Be a little disappointed with that because it lands in the rough and it appears to be fairly thick over there. Headed for the bunker? Oh, a bit unfortunate. Wasn't able to avoid the sand trap. Routine stuff here, Frank, from the bunker?
You just got to be careful of that lip in front of him with his third shot coming up.
Good swing, good shot yet again. So on the putting surface and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second. Trying to make yet another birdie.
Good read, good line, well played.
So we started with a par 4, then a par 5, and now the 177-yard par 3 third hole. Plenty of hazards here, Frank.
You really break this green up into 3 portions. Front left, front right, and that back, just on top of the ridge.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
You wonder what he was thinking on that.
Well, this is how you build a good round, Frank. You just keep hitting greens. Settles in over the putt. That's a solid par putt. Frank, how would you describe the bunker all along the right here at number 4?
Well, it looks like it never stops. It covers really the entire length of that tee shot down the right side. I'm loving that balance.
Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole. Frank, the second here at the fourth is a dangerous shot.
Once again, this is another example of where you have to look at the green. Where exactly is the flag? If it's on that high portion, you've got to fly it all the way back. Hazard?
Maybe wet. Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
Par yesterday. Now for birdie. Good try. Just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Has it. Good putt right there. Frank, how about this par 4 fifth?
I lost count the number of bunkers here, off the tee and sort of in play with the second shot if you're in trouble, or even the one that's sort of left and long. Really good par 4, though. Fairway somehow has to be achieved if you want to reduce this par 4 to just a simple two-shotter. Oh, nice little bounce forward. Should be close to 300, 290.
Nice position, short grass, second shot. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
This for another birdie on this hole on the week.
Really solid stroke.
Frank, this isn't a hole that sort of jumps out at you the way, say, 17 does.
Yeah, a lot of times people will just sort of gloss over it, but anytime you get a par 4 into 400 yards, it's a great opportunity. But once again, a positional hole. Take advantage of it.
Kidding me? Come on, you can't hit a ball that hard.
That is crushing it beyond all crushing.
Frank, in the end, it is a game of precision. We know that.
No,
but
it's not, Rich.
It's not.
You tell me, after a shot like that, he's not pumping his chest out. That's what people want to do. They want to hit it like that.
Precision. I love to see guys just bomb it.
Come on, everybody wants to hit it that far.
Put a birdie on the card here yesterday, don't forget. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Everybody loves them. Birdie on the card. Frank, seventh hole here at TPC Sawgrass. How do you break this one down?
Not overly long, 440 yards, but once again, it's a tee shot. If you're driving the ball well, that's fine. You just sort of blister it down there, but you're starting to lose one a little bit to the right. There's 3 pot bunkers there, and of course, if you're fearful of it going left, there's the canal all the way down the left side that'll get your attention.
Right where they were aiming, in the fairway. Now the approach to the 7th. Frank, what do you need to be mindful of here?
It's rather narrow in the front of this green, and then there's some mounds both right and left. Be very aware of those mounds. They can actually help you out.
That is classy.
They got a chance of going in.
This would be a huge momentum swing. This one's for birdie. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. TPC Sawgrass, the fabled stadium course designed by the legendary Pete Dye. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. Here at the 8th, Frank, most players are happy walking out of here with a par 3.
And the reason why, it's a very narrow entry to this green. It's just littered with bunkers around, left, behind, to the side, and even short. Once you get further up the green, though, even though this is sort of an undulating green, it starts to widen up. So don't get trapped into just looking at the front of this hole.
That is a tremendous shot right there. Touch and nerve, he had it all, and he has the bottom of the barrel. Frank, now at the 9th, this really is one of my favorite par 5s in the entire sport.
And I certainly enjoy watching people play it today, Rich. It used to be unreachable, but the longer hitters now, we're starting to see them go to this par 5 regularly in 2. And the reason why, they start to hit the drive more down the right now than what they used to. People used to try and go down the left side. The right side, it hugs the water, but you get a better view of the second shot. Oh, that's got to be 300 yards, isn't it?
Okay, the second shot now at this par 5. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. Bogey here yesterday, chance to better that today.
You'd like that one again.
Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knocking him for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it's going to hurt the cause.
Solid par. Setting up to start the back 9 here, and if it's anywhere near as good as the front 9, Frank Hill will be very happy with his score at the end of the day.
Yeah, the hardest thing right now is to just keep doing the same thing without focusing on the score.
Well, this one's sweet, Frank.
Super.
Oh, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Looks to be a good setup going into the green here at the 10th. Frank, this is just a pleasure to watch. A player hitting on all cylinders at the top of his game.
Notice it's just flowing too. There's not a lot of deep analysis going through his mind. Just one step in front of the other. If your swing's there, you don't have to find it. If your putting stroke's there, you don't have to find it. Just let it happen.
What an outstanding shot that was.
Got the right result too. It's just a tapping.
Getting set now over the putt. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
All right, hole number 11 here at the TPC Sawgrass, 558-yard, par 5. No shortage of options, no shortage of hazards, Frank.
If there's one hole at TPC Sawgrass where you can literally leap out of your shoes, this is it.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Good lie in the fairway, a good chance to make something happen here.
Rich, I don't think any player at the top of the game, when they play TPC Sawgrass, they ever feel in control of their game. It's one golf course, and you'll see it too when you play on EA Sports, that each hole just sort of almost puts you deliberately off balance, and you can never feel like you're on top of your game. That, in a weird way, is the brilliance of TPC Sawgrass.
Well, that's what Pete Dye always set out to do. It wasn't so much what he built, but how he made you think about the round you were playing. He wanted to get inside your head. He wanted to play games with you. He wanted you thinking about that shot at 17, maybe while you were on the 11th hole, so that You were thrown off while you were playing 11 because maybe you heard a roar at 17, or maybe the wind was gusting in a certain way that it threw a thought in your mind that, oh my goodness, when we get to 17, I might be in a little trouble. All about the games he played mentally with the best in the world. Just drip that in.
Well, it's 4 1/4 inches. Use it all.
Here now, the 12th hole at the TPC Sawgrass. It's a 358-yard par 4, so short on the card, Frank, but obviously a challenge. What's the key here?
Once again, trying to find that right position on the fairway, and that's down the right side. Anything down the left, that mound is going to block your view.
Frank, it makes the game easy when you play it from the fairway.
Especially when you play it from a lie like that.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. I mean, that's how the game is played, right there.
He's just making it look so easy. That birdie coming up, formality.
Birdie try again here today. Had a nice birdie on this hole yesterday. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Frank, 17 gets so much attention here at the TPC Sawgrass, but 13, par 3, is exciting in its own right.
It is, and it's actually more difficult than 17. One of the reasons it's longer. And also the green here. 17 obviously has two sections in it, front and top. This has, I don't think there's a flat piece on it. And every now and again we watch a ball roll all over this green and actually find the cup for the odd ace.
Well, that one didn't work out. Didn't look bad in the air. It hit the green, but didn't sit.
Yeah, it was never going to stop.
To a good shot on the dance floor. And getting ready for the putt. That's a bogey, but still in the lead.
We start to see shots in hand really valuable.
Frank, the 14th hole. A lot has happened here over the years.
I think it's the litmus test on the back nine. That's where things really start to heat up. It looks like a straightforward tee shot, but often the eyes wander to that water down the left side. And of course, if you think about that, you invariably fire the ball towards the right, where those hillocks and thick roughers and virtually no chance of reaching the par 4 and 2. Got the measurement out there, Rich. Looks like 290 yards.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
That is a really good shot, landing close to the flagstick. Didn't fare too well on this hole yesterday. Made a bogey. It's amazing. Doesn't matter how close it goes. It's an extra shot. That one will definitely hurt. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Just singes the edge, Frank. Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts. This hole is playing tough. Bogey here yesterday, now looking at bogey again. That's a bogey. If you're just joining us, we're at the 15th hole here at TPC Sawgrass, 449-yard par 4. Frank, what's in store here?
One of the prettiest tee shots on the golf course, Rich. Once again, you're coming out of a chute of trees, big bunker down the right side. Really, you want to hug that right side, though. It gives you a better entry into the... He's loading up on it.
Look at the coil there.
Grab the fire extinguisher. Put out the... That ball is on fire. It's melting going through the air.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Getting set now for the approach at the 15th.
Yeah, good-looking second shot here, but you've got to be precise. Hardly a flat spot on this green.
Well, you can hear it right off the center of the club face. This has a chance to be close. You can't ask for much more than that. About 5 feet away. Beautifully done. Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round. Good putt. Frank, you're one behind. Sunday afternoon, you're trying to win one of the game's great championships. Is this a spot that you love as a competitor, the 16th hole of par 5, with a chance to make a lot of noise?
It's a spot you cannot hide from, Rich, because you know exactly there. If you haven't looked at a scoreboard, you can feel it from the atmosphere.
They'll be pretty happy with that 290-yard poke off the tee. And now the second shot here at this par 5. That was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up. Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. Just 5 feet left. So the dominant performance continues.
Yeah, we're watching 2 tournaments right now, the one at the top and the rest.
Through the years, Frank, there have been 6 aces here at 17.
But it's hard to imagine that the last one was back in 2002 by none other than the most interesting man in the game and probably the most interesting par 3 in the game.
Not looking good, Frank.
No, I think it's...
Extra stroke at it after going into the water. So hit the previous shot in the water, took a drop. This now the third shot. Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. A sensational shot right there, Frank.
Oh, you start beating your chest after a shot like that. That's the best we've seen into this hole today. In this situation, Richard, bogey's not all that bad. Still has the lead.
Now to the 18th hole here at TPC Sawgrass. 462-yard par 4. Frank, and another example of visual intimidation from the designer, Pete Dye.
Those wooden bulkheads that go all the way down the left side of 18 give you like an optical illusion, Rich. And there's not a single fairway bunker on the right to give you something specifically to aim at. So you've got to fixate on one of those trees. This is not a hole where you want to be looking at anything other than a specific target.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. The bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity to win the Web.com Tour Championship. Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Just a tremendous week of golf, and that, my friend, is a winner right there.
Yeah, and he should be proud of himself, too. It took golf of the highest quality to beat this high-quality field, and that is something that you will remember for a long, long time.
Presented by EA Sports in association with the PGA Tour. Today it's live opening round coverage of the Career Builder Challenge. Take you down to hole number 11. Has not been a stellar performance to this point, but Frank, not too bad.
When you consider 4-round events, Rich, you're going to have a period where there's a little lull. As long as you can minimize the damage over the course of 4 days, it turns out all right.
Excellent looking shot here. He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. All right, Frank, time to play a little pitch and putt right now. Good chance with a good shot here to make a 4.
Yeah, holes like this is where small ball can beat big ball.
Oh, no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone. That just came out blazing. As soon as it hit the green, it was never going to stop.
You get the sense now with that birdie that our young star, so explosive, is setting himself up for a big weekend run. Now the par 4 12th, only 363 yards, but Frank, it is intricate. There's a lot involved, isn't there, in playing a hole like this?
Yeah, I think this is where you have to work out, which clubs do you hit the best? Are you better with one for a little extra?
I mean, that is one of the hardest drives I have ever seen. Just let it rip. Frank, I know you like boxing. That was some heavyweight power right there.
Smoked it.
Frank, what's the right play here? Second to the short 12th.
Short flags, obviously got to keep it on that front section. When you've got a back flag, you've got to get it over that little faint ridge that's in the middle of the screen. Got to go past that. Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Oh, just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
So coming off the birdie on the previous hole, a chance now for yet another one.
And momentum all in his favor.
So they get it to 2 under with that birdie. Frank, this is no easy shot here at the par 3 13th.
Yeah, 13th hole. I mean, it's so appropriate, the number of the hole for this this design by Pete Dye. Wooden bulkheads, I mean, they give you sort of that harsh look. And this is just an absolute scorecard wrecker. You get a little cavalier here, you just rack up a number. There's nothing wrong with just hitting it to the right side of this green, just taking a third.
Safely aboard. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. That's good work right there. Just a tap in. These putts keep the round together. Frank, a solid par right there, maintains his position. Now another short par 4. It's only 389 yards, but Frank, where could a player go off course, so to speak, at this 14th?
Well, this is a hole where you have to play your own game. If you're a longer hitter, I think you can challenge that bunker and knock it out there. And if you're shorter player, you should be only looking at that left side. You're always going to feel like you've left something out here on a hole like this. You always think you could have done the other option. But this is where you've got to stick to what you think is your game plan.
A great way to start a hole, nicely placed in the fairway. Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance really for birdie, but really it was a rather poor approach shot.
Looks like he just misread that. Locked in on the read and the speed. With authority, count it as a par and 2 under. Second round coverage coming your way tomorrow. For our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. So long for now. This is EA Sports PGA Tour coverage coming up next. It's second round coverage of the Career Builder Challenge. Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Well, that's how you do it. Hit it close, take the pressure off that putt. That one should be no problem. Now this for birdie. Came away with par in the previous round. Ooh, that hurts. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Just a couple of feet. Good roll. Solid. That's a par. Well, Frank, here at the par 5 8th, 559 yards. Looks as though the player's getting a break from the water, but there is some trouble out there.
Yeah, there certainly is bunkering both on the left and the right. Once again, though, par 5s are always an opportunity for the longer hitter. Even if you stray a little off line, it just becomes a free shotter like it is for everybody else.
Well, that's the way you draw it up here at the 8th. You want to get it out there. He's done that, and he's kept it in the fairway. Well, this one should be safely on deck here.
Well, it was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
He'll need to be strong with this. On the green, and looking at a birdie opportunity. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Oh yeah, birdie, Frank, and another shot closer.
Sniffing in the right direction.
Frank, the 9th hole at 452 yards with that water down the right is really a test of a player's driving ability, isn't it?
It is, and his ability to sort of take the shot on. Ideally, just something with a little bit of a fade, unless you can carry the ball 300 yards, then you can get it just past that bunker. But when you look at this hole, notice how that fairway just starts to open up. So Pete Dye will reward an aggressive tee shot, but also he'll punish it if it's wayward.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
A makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under par. Well, very impressive and on the move right now. Setting up to start the back 9 here, and if it's anywhere near as good as the front 9, Frank, he'll be very happy with his score at the end of the day.
Yeah, the hardest thing right now is to just keep doing the same thing without focusing on the score.
And that ball is absolutely scorched. Just hit a seed out there. Oh, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Looks to be a good setup going into the green here at the 10th. Frank, these days golfers are training like high-level athletes from other sports. Rory McIlroy, for example, has been using a guy by the name of Steve McGregor, who happened to be the trainer for the New York Knicks of the NBA.
And part of his training now is high altitude. The majority of the medal holders, for example, in the Olympics, or medal winners in the Olympics, actually use high altitude training. You know, you can develop more red blood cells in a shorter period of time. But, you know, golf, we've had so many different types of training from the athlete side. But you go back to the old days of Henry Cotton beating an old tire. Vijay Singh picked up on that. Or even the rhythm of Sam Snead. He used to count in the rhythm. It was 1, 2, 3. It was 1 at the top of the swing, 2 at impact, and 3 at the follow through. All those things are still very valid today.
And he makes it for par. Frank, right where you want to be at the midway point of a tournament.
Yeah, you know your game's solid. The focus is more on the leader and that you can just go out and play. Excellent position to be in.